At him, so I wouldn't be surprised if we did end up seeing that, but he's very well known for his Atrocitus gameplay.
Nice blocks right out of the gate, and a good punish there.
Now, Rewind has had some really good success in War of the Gods, 3rd and 4th in week 1 and 2, and those are some really gigantic tournaments.
Yeah, and he didn't enter Hometown Heroes week 1, so his first week technically, and he's already in top 8. Ooh, nice use of the interactable there from Rashid.
Oh, and this corner pressure is deadly. Goes for the weird mix-up right there, using bounce cancel overhead.
Beautiful blocks, though.
Yeah, Han's defense is very good, but now he's got to see if he can actually get out of this corner. Doesn't block the correct way. Gets hit by the low puddle. Gonna get hit with a lot of damages over time. He's taking so much damage.
Look at the damage over time. He's just ticking to death. Rolls.
Ooh, that was, you know, it was risky. I kind of saw maybe what he was going for there, but in the end, he did just waste a lot of meter for nothing.
He wasted meter, and now he's still in the corner, jumps and gets blood puddled on the way down.
I feel like it would be a much safer option for him to try and push block and then meter burn roll out of the corner as a way to use 2 bars. But now he's left without almost anything, and Rewind has a huge life lead.
Oh, and look at this pressure, messing up a combo, but it doesn't matter as Dexter is still doing work. And this is a massive, massive life lead for Rewind. In fact, he's still, this is all, we talk about it often. That second life bar, when you're on the second and another player's on the first, that is free damage.
Yeah, it changes the risk reward of a lot of different situations because you end up only, the worst you can do is lose however much life you have left, and the best you can do is the entirety of their last life.
All right, so now we do have the blue bullets, which add knockback or knockdown effects to every shot, but it looks like it's not going to matter now. Again, HARA Rewind. Full pressure, and he has Rashid exactly where he wants him. Again, beautiful blocks and a punish.
Ooh, manages to get out, but it might be a little bit too late. Push blocking the plus frames. All we need is some chip. Not quite enough from the interactable.
Oh my goodness, it's... I mean, look, it's possible.
It definitely is possible. Atrocitus has some very abusable wake-ups. Okay, it's almost impossible right here. And yeah, that's going to chip.
It's almost impossible. So the first game is going to be going to HARA.
Because he can cover himself to get in with Dexter.
That's true, but I will say that Deadshot actually has tools that he can use to go through the shield and still cause a little bit of pushback as well. So
yep. That is definitely true, but at the very least, you're going to make him spend some meter.
And ending in that Rage Breath is so good because it's safe and it covers pretty much the mix-up, which is completely unsafe.
Ooh, nice block and a nice punish. Now that is actually one of the most minus moves in the entire game. That low puddle, it is...
Yeah, it's really bad.
It's minus 40, which means that every single move in like the entire game can punish it, including just like raw back 3.
Raw back 3, yeah, even the slower ones. Absolutely. Getting caught by 4-2-2 into the blood puddle. Now that string 4-2-2-3 is 2 mids into 2 overheads unless you cancel into blood puddle, which is a true low.
Right, so at any point you can cancel instead of the overhead hit into the low, and then you can meter burn it or use Dexter for a full combo.
Correct. Which is everyone's issue with this matchup because with Dexter, he's unpunishable.
Oh, and there we go. That's that exact mix-up we were just talking about. Chooses to use the forward 3 in that situation. He could have knocked him through the stage transition, decided not to.
And again, corner pressure here for Rewind. Getting hit with the breath, and still he is just bleeding and gets hit by the huge overhead.
And that's when he's using the stage transition because it is completely unbreakable for a lot of damage. Now all he needs to do is just get some chip damage on him or stray hits, and Han will have wasted his breaker or his clash.
Yeah, and all that. That's it. Wow. And he has another form of unclashable damage.
Begin. Surprising, he's sticking with Deadshot. Now he does have plenty of other characters. He plays Aquaman, he plays Superman, yeah, even has his pocket Joker, but it doesn't seem like Deadshot has been the answer that he's looking for, so I'm surprised he hasn't switched.
Yeah, and I mean, it's been 2 pretty dominant games. You would think by the 3rd game, maybe he wants to switch, but I mean, I also respect the fact that he's going to want to stick it out with Deadshot, you know?
I do respect that, but he's also not a player that has a true main, so I think it's a weird choice. And it's, again, not looking like it's working out too great for him. He's already being pushed to the corner. He's been unsuccessful at keeping out Atrocitus.
Yeah, getting caught raw. Now we're going to see the combo. Dexter is available, but he's actually saving it, trying to take out the first life bar from Rashid. Wow, that was a really intelligent decision by Rewind. He decided to save his trait, and now he has it full duration without having to worry about taking a life bar, because in this case, if he takes it, he's going to kill Rashid and take the set.
Yeah, and Han is going to do extremely well, most likely against everybody else in this top 8. Week 1, he was able to beat Nubcakes and Cheeko, who are both in this top 8. So even if he does lose this, he will be knocked in the losers bracket, and he will be fighting a lot of other players that he's had success against. I don't think he's going to be completely out of it if he doesn't manage to pull this out, which it looks like it'll be very tough.
Yeah, and again, these blocks from Rewind are so on point, and a force breaker. Excuse me, Clash.
Yeah, and he's just been stuck in the corner the entire time. Han has unfortunately just not been able to take back any of his space, which is a huge deal as a zoner.
Right.
As a zoner, you have the stage to work with. You get to walk back for as far as you can into the corner, but almost as important as walking back is creating more space.
Oh my goodness, look at how much chip!
Oh yeah, it is definitely a lot, and it's the good thing about it is that it's all unscaled damage. So none of it scales based on the combo that he's doing it in, and you know what? It didn't matter. He would have gotten tons of damage from that anyway. But he was actually too young to enter the Mortal Kombat X Pro League. So he's a relatively young player. He plays a lot of characters right now. Supergirl is definitely his main. It's the person who's used the most overall. He has not an Aquaman. He has a Pocket Batman and a Pocket Cheetah.
Ooh, Cheetah's a character I actually really enjoy watching.
Yeah, and the way that this match so far has turned out is what Sammy wanted. Now, Sammy said that he thinks Nubcakes is a great player, but he thinks he might be able to handle his Batman. His big fear here is that Nubcakes brings out his Aquaman.
And that's true. That is a very scary Aquaman. Nubcakes has done a lot of work at weeklies against good players with his Aquaman. All right, here we go. Corner combo opportunity. Is he going to end in the restand or a knockdown? No, he actually goes for the mix-up.
Oh, and Nubcakes getting back in. He's going to get a lot of free chip here. Nice bait on that.
That was really good.
Normal.
I'm not your enemy, Kara.
And this is really a battle of two people who have to manage their trait so they can control space from maybe half screen or further. Batman really uses those bats to get in well, and Supergirl uses her lasers to stop Batman from getting in. But of course, they both have limited resources as far as that goes, so they really need to manage.
And the real difference here is, as you're noticing, Supergirl's damage is just not on par with Batman's.
Definitely not. Batman does have some of the highest damage in the entire game, both meterless and with meter. Yeah. Especially once he gets in the corner, uses his trait, that damage can get pretty ridiculous.
Oh, nice down two, right in between the bats. Very risky, but it paid off. I really also just want to point out that Sammy Hammy's Supergirl outfit, I really like it.
Yeah, it's clean. Ooh, risky grapple right there.
Not over yet.
For it.
Clash available for both players. Oh, what a block. That was amazing.
That was a cross-up forward three. That was extremely good blocking by
I would have got hit by that. That was so ambiguous.
All right, he's going to get some Oki from this. Interesting choice. Nice. Goes for the overhead. Uses the meter.
Flip out from Nubcakes now, positioning himself. Sammy has corner advantage. Oh, but he gets caught by the jump and has to clash. 2 for 2. Does Nubcakes spend 2 here? I think maybe at least 1. Oh, he goes for both. Okay.
Yeah, I guess he just wanted him within that one hit, one string range.
Oh, wait a second, though. Clash still is available for Nubcakes.
And he does now have the meter advantage, so if he manages to clutch anything. Oh, and this is going to be tough. Sammy's going to have to avoid a lot of... Oh, chip, which is... yeah, that caught him, right
the
out
old
there.
classic, is
strong. He's got a very strong Oki game. Blending most of his mix-ups post-knockdown.
Oh, again, challenging with that down two. That is really risky.
That is extremely risky. At that timing, so, okay, the trait bats have very low block stun, but they do have a little bit of block stun. If Nubcakes had done back one, he had done the low, he had done any sort of mid, any sort of normal right there, it would have beat Flappy out of his down two, but he jumped instead. He made him, he thought that he was going to have more respect than he did.
Yeah, and he did that twice. What's funny too is Nubcakes is actually a player that we noticed a lot. He disrespects a lot of other people on their plus frames, so it must feel weird now that the shoe's on the other foot.
Once upon a time in SoCal, the wake-up jump was called the Nubcakes. But Batman could actually do that. Little known fact, when he jumped, he actually reduced his hitbox, even if he like jumped on wake-up in Injustice 1, so there was stuff you could get away from that he couldn't. Or sorry, he could get away from other people.
Is the word I would use. Cheap.
He's Batman.
It's true. It is Batman.
And from such a life deficit, it was just like 2 combos while we were talking, and Nubcakes already has the life lead.
And one thing I want to point out is Nubcakes is absolutely one of the best at controlling his trait and managing those mini batarangs.
Yeah, and that's a really important skill because there are a lot of situations where having 1, 2, or 3 different bats, it changes things completely. There are certain combos that you need just 1 bat for. If you have more than 1 bat, the combo doesn't work because it changes the weight. Or there are certain situations where you can get in or do a certain mix-up, but you only with a specific number of bats.
Yeah.
And a player like Nubcakes that has been playing Batman for so long knows that by heart.
But look at this. Sammy Hammy doing a fantastic job of not only keeping Nubcakes in the corner, but also forcing a clash.
That is I'm surprised that Nubcakes used all of his meter. He's not going to have meter for damage or for pressure after this. And even just having 1 bar for Batman is really good on pressure because if he uses the bar to get pressure, he actually builds meter back by doing the pressure.
Well, I think that's the bet he took, right? Batman is really good at building meter. So it's not a complete loss, and he actually has the life now to kind of eat a combo or two, especially from Supergirl, who doesn't do a lot of damage. But once again, we see the challenge from Sammy Hammy, but he gets caught right there by the EX Batarang.
And that meter burn up Batarang just hits from so far away. It is like a true mid check from so far on the screen. That caught Sammy just standing.
Oh, went for the down 1 into the interactable. Stage bounce. Oh, and this is tough.
Oh,
no meter.
Tough.
No meter for Batman here. 3 bars still. This is doable.
Oh, he couldn't meter burn that.
He gets it. No, he drops. Oh, that sucks. That just sucks. He had it. He had the opportunity right there.
In points right now. Sammy is the 4th place in points. Now, you've got to be top 4. You want to
top 4 is where it's at. Yeah.
Right, and so both of these players, they need to keep their top 4 spot, and they want to get more points than the other so that they can outplace them. So this is a really big match for both of them as far as points go.
Fortunately, though, for both players, this is winners. Yeah. So they can't... I mean, you can afford to lose, but you never want to lose early in a top 8 bracket because you only need 2 matches to get in the grand finals from the winner's side.
Nubcakes already looking strong to potentially start that route.
Okay, gets a teleport. I mean, there's, at that point, honestly, why not?
Yeah, yeah. When you have such a huge life deficit, especially in a game like this where your life deficit lasts throughout the entire game.
Just take the risk.
Sometimes you need to just really take risks and throw your opponent off of their game. Even if you get punished for some of them, as long as your opponent starts thinking differently, you have the chance to come back.
And a down 2 mispunish there from Nubcakes. But again, a mispunish from Sammy. That was a very awkward situation. And that's what we're talking about, or what you were talking about. The up battering is so good at controlling that vertical space.
It is, and you can get great conversions off of it, either for bar or if you have a trait bat out, which is pretty much all the time. All the time Batman has one of those 2 things.
That's true.
And Sammy, I don't even know what he can do right here. He's got to do something crazy. He's getting hit by a lot of the zoning.
Yeah.
It's going to be very tough. He's going to have to get into a lot of meter burn bats, and that alone is going to be a ton of chip, and of course they're plus 25, so he's going to have to then deal with plus frames.
Trade.
Yeah, it's all very, very, very tough. He does have full bar, but I don't know exactly how he's going to use it. He could land maybe 4 good teleports. That would be really
that would be
cool. A lot. Though.
Batman in this game, I like to kind of... Oh, wait a second. Get back to that in a moment. He could take this life bar right here. The read! I was gonna say Batman is like it's like fighting. Wait, why?
Because no, we want to see. We all want to see him do his best. I mean, I want to see every competitor do their best.
Sure.
So he just right there. He picked Scarecrow. I think just to actually mess with me, and then he went back to his main. Now, Scarecrow would have been a much more difficult match. He would have had to get in. Batman has a lot of tools to get in, but right now it looks like Flocko's keeping Cheeko out.
Yeah. Well, he was until you said that. Commentator's curse. Now we have Cheeko with corner advantage on PrettyFlocko with the pressure. Still has 1 bat. What a read on the grappling hook out.
Now, earlier in the bracket, PrettyFlocko did get knocked into losers by Nubcakes, who I'm assuming used Batman.
Probably Batman.
So this is maybe a matchup that he doesn't like quite as much, or it might have been close.
Honestly, I don't know a lot of people that are like, yeah, I really like fighting Batman. You are definitely not one of those players.
Yeah, I'm definitely not. But Flocko didn't enter last week, so he's actually at 0 points. But Cheeko did make top 8. Oh, nice. Good conversion.
Using the back rockets now, and chip is a factor for that first life bar. There it is. Actually, I don't even know if that was chip. I think he tried to dash.
I mean, it wouldn't have been a bad choice to just try something right there, but it might have been Chip. Cyborg's projectile, the highest straight projectile.
Oh, and that's gonna come back to bite him in the ass, and it does.
Nice conversion. And he should take the kill off of this, he does. All right, and this is exactly where he wants him, but he's gonna have to be careful for the grapple. The grapple's a really good tool to get out of the corner.
Oh, that's good, again. Nice use of meter burn roll, I love it.
We talk about this a lot. Meter burn roll, initially it looks like a tool for you to get in on zoners, but I honestly think it's an amazing tool.
It's great for getting out of a corner.
Exactly, especially if you're building a lot of meter zoning already.
Especially against Batman.
Yeah.
If you have two bars, that's a free out of the corner, honestly, for the most part. The only way to stop it is to read it with a grab, but it's really good. You do a push block, and then you immediately forward dash, and then hit meter burn. You roll through. It's great. And speaking of rolling through, PrettyFlocko. Once they start losing, or they don't like the game anymore, or they just get bored of it. But it's actually something that I feel like a lot of the competitors, or just people in general that like the game at a higher level, like I adore gear now. I'm addicted to boxes.
Yeah, me too. I've been leveling up almost everything. I know Brendan, who is our admin, has almost every single character level 20 now.
Yeah,
every single player in this game has just been so addicting. Like,
he actually doesn't even have Brainiac though.
Wow.
He hasn't even unlocked him. What a
wow.
scrub.
What a scrub. Oh, nice. Punishes him with the slide.
Oh, and that is actually Cyborg's only true wake-up invincible, and it's a high command grab.
And there was a nice duck to punish it. There we go. Finally seeing that grapple.
Well, he tried it last time. Unfortunately, it got blown up. Like, literally
blown up.
But this is okay. Ooh. Not the worst train. Obviously, Flocko was going to go down, but he managed to get a little bit of damage on the board. In fact, he fought back from a huge life deficit to get that, and then here we are, tied. Only difference is Batman Cheeko has a full stick of butter.
Yeah, and that is a lot for Batman.
It's a lot of
meter. Guarantee so much chip because of his plus frames per meter. Oh, and a beautiful bait. He was waiting for that meter burn roll. He punished that extremely well.
And Cyborg, although he is primarily a character that likes to use projectiles and all the tools to complement those, he has pretty good buttons up close and strings.
He does, especially now. They did give him a lot of really good footsie strings, and he's actually got a lot of plus frames, surprisingly.
Yeah, he does.
His conversions aren't very easy to hit confirm, but
True.
he can get some decent damage.
They're also not terribly plentiful mid-screen, but still he has added tools now that kind of benefit that. One of those being his uppercut, having a meter burn extension mid-screen, which is modest at best.
Yeah, and we did see a lot of, actually a lot of all of this from Balding last week.
Yeah.
All right, but Cheeko, that was a tough breaker. Oh, nice conversion, catching him jumping. And this is exactly where Cheeko wants to have Flocko.
Not only that, but he still has trait, or excuse me, he still has Clash, and he has a battering, or a bat. Jeez.
Oh, he could have killed him. He drops it, now he's going to get thrown. Oh, out of the corner.
Oh, he tries to grapple out, and he wakes up with slide.
That was weird.
Kind of agree.
Oh. Atrocitus also.
Well,
they both have extremely good. Wow, catches him all the way on the top of the line. He was trying to get on the Ferris wheel. He was trying to take a ride up there. Oh, and run cancels that. I don't believe is plus. It actually was punishable. Oh, wow, he didn't combo into the grapple from the trait pat, but he still gets the grapple afterwards anyway. Doesn't have the meter to convert, or maybe he didn't, just missed it.
Yeah, oh, again, 4-3 catching. Incredible. Now, this is a complete reverse of what we saw.
It is.
And honestly, it's Cheeko doing exactly the opposite of what we said. He just threw patience to the wind and just started going in.
Well, he finally looks a lot more comfortable with a lot of those openings. Meter burn forward 3 through the instant air fireball was a beautiful choice. I mean, that takes a lot of guts to do that because you whiff and you're dead.
Oh, but that's going to be Chip.
Oh, yeah.
Those are mids.
At that point, I would have liked to see Cheeko maybe try the float to avoid the fireball, maybe get a little bit closer before he goes down. Every little bit counts. Oh, and the cross-up, maybe. I actually don't think that was a cross-up. That is one of the toughest things about dealing with Batman is a lot of times his jump 2 will hit you in the front, and then he'll land behind you, so it looks like a cross-up.
Right, and then he still gets the combo, which is ridiculous, because he can hit you on the way up in the front. And he still gets the combo when he lands.
Yeah, and that's it's very, very tough to deal with, but the timing, it can be altered based on just when the Batman wants to do the jump too.
I will say, though, overall, I think Flocko is doing a really great job of kind of neutralizing the ridiculous offense of Batman.
Yeah.
There he goes, taking another game. It's now 2-1. Come on.
Whoa, walking forward. What was that?
The stones on these men.
I know, both of them.
Just straight walked in his face.
So, ooh, very nice, catching him out of the grapple. So Flocko immediately, you can tell he's relatively experienced in this matchup because he knew that even at about an even amount of life, he had to go in.
Yeah.
And this is ooh, wow, this is a real role reversal here. Cheeko was the one who had to get in, and he was waiting patiently the entire rest of the time. But,
speaking of getting in, he's in there. Goes for the cross-up, jumps himself in the corner. I usually don't like it, but man, it's working out for Flocko right now.
Oh, but now Flocko knows that he has the life lead to run away.
You know, I really didn't think we'd see that much Cyborg in this game.
Me neither.
And 2 weeks in a row now, we've had good Cyborg play.
We have. He's strong. He forces a lot of chip, and which automatically builds him a lot of meter, and that alone makes him very scary. But this counter zoning from Deadshot, it definitely has, it's an option to win. And Flocko going in, even though he had such a huge life lead. And the opportunity's still there.
Good
very
blocks.
Nice block.
Yeah, good blocks. Good check in between that block string. Good use of trade here. This is very impressive by Flocko right now.
Cheeko finally taking that first life bar. That's very important. I'm not sure if Cheeko's going to be able to win this by pure zoning alone anymore. He might have to go in.
I mean, he does. Wait a second.
Yeah.
He does have 3 more bars to use there, and all he needs is 1 shot. There it is. Blue bullets. Once again, they do knock down or knock back. Really obnoxious to deal with.
Oh, they are. Oh, and a meter burn roll in by Flocko, and then he just backs up.
He backed up slightly, and then he did an air fireball, which checked Cheeko and actually caused him to lose his offense with the projectiles. And that's another meter gone for Cheeko now. And that's it!
Oh, he tried to meter burn roll through the fireball, but meter burn roll actually has...
Sure.
But I also, okay, he was a Sub-Zero player, he's good, he's from SoCal. He went to some Wednesday night fights for MKX, did well. But I want to talk a little bit about Awesomo and his character picks. Now, Awesomo, when the game first came out, he chose Robin. He played Robin against some of the other good characters in the game, and he said, wow, Robin sucks.
Yeah, that was literally what he said. He was upset. But he was visually upset.
And so he switched to Black Adam, which is another character he's very good with. Got second at the first Wednesday night fights. He's really good with Black Adam and Superman and Aquaman, lots of other top tiers. But when he went to Combo Breaker, he talked to none other than Hayate.
Hayate, who placed very well.
Right, with Robin. He made top 8 with Robin at Combo Breaker. And Hayate convinced Awesomo that Robin is actually really good.
Really good.
Now, there's still a lot of debate up in the air about just exactly how good Robin is, but without a doubt, he's a very, very fun character to watch. He's got some really cool setups. And you ever just see a player who just... It's just they're playing their character, and you just know.
Yeah, and also Robin he's a very pressure-heavy character up close, and that is actually Awesomo's style.
Yeah, he was a Johnny Cage player in both of the Mortal Kombats.
He played also Black Adam in Injustice 1. He did play Black Adam.
That's why he plays Black Adam as his secondary in this, but, you know, Robin's just his character.
And I feel bad because we literally just spoke about Awesomo the first half of this match. But I will say that I really like Acid's choice of colors here for his gear. But the thing is Awesomo also has an incredible amount of Batman knowledge because there's so many players down here.
Yeah, I mean, look at all the other Batmans in the top 8 here. It's from Sub-Zero to Batmans. I don't know what that is.
And that down 3, such a good tool for Robin, closing out.
And his characters are on point.
And his characters are also really good. Yeah, it doesn't hurt.
All right, but Awesomo, yeah, he's used a lot of Aquaman actually in this bracket to get to this top 8. But he said he's going to start off with Robin, see how well Acid knows the matchup, because he actually thinks that this matchup is just terrible for Robin. But he's got Aquaman on deck, and he's very comfortable in that matchup against Batman.
Yeah, and he also, just in case he has an Adam, to go back to what we were saying, SoCal players are scumbags and they only pick top tiers.
Yeah, as we're seeing today.
Okay, nice cross up. Now corner pressure here for Acid. Nice extension on the combo, gonna leave him standing. It goes for the back one. Oh my goodness!
He's done 5 in a row.
Back one is what, 9 frames, right? I think. It's like,
it is 9 frames. Yes, it is a 9-frame low with a very good hitbox. And the big thing right there is you can do back 1-1 into 2, which is an overhead. So Awesomo was trying to block the overhead hit of that string every time, and instead Acid just reset the situation with another low.
That looked ridiculous.
It's the mix-up.
It's almost like Deadshot's back one too.
Yeah, it's a very, very similar idea.
Actually, they're both back 1-2. If you think about it.
It's back 1-2, back 1-1.
1-1-2, yeah, excuse me, the extra one. Nice blocks from Awesomo. Good backdash to avoid some pressure there. One thing I will say over also watching Awesomo is his Robin has leveled up a lot, especially his usage of his trait. That's something that I noticed when we first started playing that he lacked very heavily, and it seems to be a good toolkit now that he has for Robin.
Now, one thing that is not really characteristic that we're seeing of Awesomo. Whoa, that was a nice side switch down 2 combo.
That was cool.
He tends to play very disrespectful until his opponent shows him. He's said this himself.
No,
until his opponent shows that they know exactly how to deal with what he's doing. But he's playing with a lot of respect right now. He hasn't done a lot of the gimmicks that we've seen him use. Ooh, nice break.
If Talia could see you, my mother would be proud.
His mother would be proud, you know.
My favorite clash of the entire game is Batman against Wonder Woman. And
she
says, Damien hates you, and he says, you can keep him. That's my absolute favorite. Oh, that was
wait a second. Oh, Awesomo could potentially come back.
Oh, he's got to avoid some really crazy stuff here, and
he doesn't. He doesn't at all.
He actually could have clashed that. That was the really wants to win this because he does have some points from making 9th place last week. He's sitting at 15 points, and placing well in this tournament could push him above the rest of the players all the way up until top 4 easily. Awesomo has 0 points, actually. He didn't enter last week.
That's what happens when you don't enter.
I'd also like to talk about Crazy, who got 2nd place last week, just barely.
No.
One of the best players in SoCal.
He's one of our last hopes.
He could, a Catwoman player, he couldn't enter this week because he was working at E3.
Which
really would have left.
Great for him, right?
Yeah, yeah. No, great. But not great for those of you who want to see Catwoman.
Yeah.
And I love seeing Catwoman.
She's a ridiculous character, man.
She is, but we're seeing a totally different game this time. And I actually think this is a much better option to use against Robin as Batman.
Oh, no.
Batman's rushdown is great, but his zoning is extremely good, too.
Batman's kind of the complete package, if you will.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. He's Batman.
He rolled out. That actually gave Awesomo a new reset combo there.
And Awesomo thought that was going to chip. Didn't quite.
Yeah, I was going to do it. Down 1, 2, into sword dance?
I don't know
the official name. Yeah, we're going to go with sword dance.
All right, and all you need is, oh, there we go. He was trying to block that 6 back 1s in a row, 6 back 1s in a row strategy again.
That was honestly hilarious.
It's very difficult, actually, to block that with correct timing. It was a lot harder. It was a lot easier in Injustice 1.
Yeah, it is.
This time around...
excuse me, it was, yeah.
And even on block, the overhead strength is even, which is really scary.
Not good enough. I measure up.
One thing I also haven't noticed is Acid has blocked quite a few of the overheads, and Awesomo is actually not trying to check him with down 3s.
It's true.
Which is a great tool, honestly.
It is. Especially for people who like to move back and whiff punish, because any sort of low will punish that back movement because you're literally holding backwards. Oh, and here's that pressure.
All this plus frame pressure. It's ridiculous still.
Everything off of that was plus. He finally did something that's minus and then did a meter run 4-3, which was a genius idea. But Robin has down 1-2, which was able to do 2 hits fast enough to break the meter. No conversion.
Oh, wait a second. Clash available. There it is. He had to. I think Acid only had 1 bar. I wasn't sure yet. So he can't spend 2. Can't Awesomo here. And he does. Acid keeps the bar for pressure. I like it.
He really needed to get that life back, but also now he doesn't have meter to make a conversion.
He doesn't. I mean, he can still do little hits.
Oh, that recovery.
Oh, he tried to confirm. I respect that.
Oh, he built the meter just in time. He should be able to kill.
Wow, that was so sick.
Wow. Getting through
was out of pools, but that's right, because Awesomo unfortunately did not make it out of pools.
Right, that was his last match to lose. Wow, I wonder who knocked them both into losers. Anyway, that's for another time, another place. Awesomo, of course, having to go back into Robin. Nice whiff punish on the back 2-3. Ooh, and that's one of the biggest strengths of Robin is that his normals just go so far. Good defense by Awesomo, but Az is just keeping the pressure on.
Oh, nice. Gets over the bats. Pressure here and a wake up. That is okay. So that is actually technically, I believe, -10. But the amount of time you have to punish it is so minuscule that you almost do it the second his shoulder touches you on block.
And there's also a mix-up involved with that. That should... Oh, no, he could have actually finished him off. Decides not to.
Oh,
it
sucks him out of the air.
Yeah, it has a huge hitbox, but there's a mind game involved with that. Actually, Kaju, who's another SoCal player, was showing us, you can almost use it like a flash parry because you can actually cancel the run. So unless they're point blank, you can do the run and cancel it, and he stops. And he'll go through a lot of attacks on Wake Up, and then he just sits there. So if you're trying to block it or meter burn forward 3 or back 3 to punish it, it doesn't work.
And this time, Awesomo finding the gap in the back 1 pressure and a good punish. Corner position for himself. He definitely had to jock for it, but now he has Acid exactly where he wants him.
And I love Acid's usage of delayed wake up.
I agree.
He has avoided a lot of setups and actually made Awesomo waste a lot of meter with that.
That's something that I feel is underutilized just because it's new, but it is such a good, fantastic way to avoid a lot of incoming mix-ups and pressure that normally used to be guaranteed.
Right. It really puts a dent in the armor of a lot of mix-up characters, Oki characters.
And those unblockables, actually, those gargoyles are one of the few unblockable interactables in the game.
Yeah, and it's really good and unblockable for both agility characters and yeah. Oh, and here we go. This is what Awesomo needs. Not that. So dropping the combo, but he gets the reset. And Acid, all right, late break.
4 bars.
Honestly, I almost feel like he shouldn't use too much of his meter. Yeah, 2 I think is a fair amount.
He could have used 1. I mean, honestly.
Yeah, he really could have, because the rest of his meter can go to literally just guaranteeing chips. As soon as he touched Awesomo right there, he had actually already won, but he decided not to.
All he has to do is meter burn.
Yeah.
There it is.
So that's going to take it to 2 bracket. He actually used Superman and Aquaman, no Robin at all.
All right, so he's sticking to Robin. Here we go. Final game.
It's definitely not a bad choice. He's been doing really well. It's just kind of gone back and forth. So I think if he thinks that he can just have the heads up this time around, he's going to win, which he definitely could.
Oh, he had the patience, and then at the last second, he tried to go in. Instead, up battering went past, and now he finds himself stuck in the corner again, waking up.
The hitbox on that is just insane. And the side switch with the down 2,
I really like the dash forward for that. And the setup, again though, delayed wake up.
He needs to stop meter burning that. He has wasted like 5 bars this set alone on that because of delayed wake up.
And Acid now finding himself with the life lead and good mid-screen position. This is, oh, wait a second.
Oh, and there we go. That was the first actual gimmick of himself. And a wake up grapple. That's a huge mistake, but you know, he won't get punished for it. Luckily for Awesomo, he does get to stay out of the corner.
He does. Nice push block. Bats are no longer a factor. And that's the thing. If you push block Batman, even if he's not using the bats that are currently out, they will go away.
Right. It's very tough, though, because push blocking a trade itself is difficult. So you have to be in a situation where he touches you before his bats do. Immediate trade zoning.
Oh, nice up battering. Uses the bar of meter. And a clash.
Here comes the rushdown. You're still a
Here comes the rushdown. That is about as accurate as it gets when it comes to Robin.
Yeah.
I can't believe I've never heard that.
I've never heard that either. That's a cool sword. I just noticed it.
You should play against Cyborg, and he's like, "Here comes the zoning." Actually, because that would be great. That'd be great.
Here comes the lame.
Although maybe that's what Batman should have said, is we're seeing him pick up the zoning right now.
Yeah, and this is not looking the greatest here for Awesomo. Now he, without clash, Acid is free to do whatever he wants in the mix-up. Is that it? Wait! Oh! That was so ballsy!
He didn't have the meter to get anything more off this, but he hits the overhead. He's going to have Oki. There's still the chance to clash from Acid. He blocks wrong again.
And there it is. Only 2 bars. Awesomo could potentially stop Acid from stopping the bleeding too bad if he spends a bar, but he's not going to.
Oh, no, but now Acid has meter to guarantee the chip kill, especially with the trait.
Nice backdash. So close, sword flip. Oh, he goes for parry. Wait a second.
But he used the meter on the sword flip, so he wasn't able to get the full conversion. He actually could have background bounced. Nice block. And
he just does it.
Roll uppercut. No!
An up battering wake up. Awesomo so
Batman, and then immediately Flocko went to his alt Aquaman. So there's definitely some mind games here. They definitely play together. I don't know exactly what their whole metagame with characters is, but
we also don't know what the score usually is between these two. So,
and that means we get to see a little bit more Batman this week.
I don't think we've seen enough.
No, not quite.
All right. Good start, though, here. Honestly, for both players, it really hasn't been dominant in one side. And nice hitting that forward 2 into grab.
Now, this is a matchup that was considered near unwinnable in Injustice 1 for Batman.
Absolutely.
But this time around, there's a lot of talk of Batman doing very well in the matchup, which is actually not showing right now.
No, it's not. This is still looking very grim as far as a starting platter for Flappy's Batman. Flappy's Batman. That's really weird to say.
Flappy Sammy Hanna.
Oh,
that's a good. That
was a safe bet.
Yeah.
Poseidon's wrath.
Oh,
okay.
nice. Good.
Notice he's literally trying to get every combo started with a forward 3. The reason being is Aquaman's trait, watering up, if you will. It makes it so that once you get hit, it essentially resets the combo time in which you can get launched.
Yeah, you basically, the combos drop on the ground.
Yeah.
So as long as you're still on the ground, you just can't combo anymore. You can block things that normally shouldn't be blockable. But
yeah, it resets the hits. Yeah, I'm not sure.
All right, so they are going back into the exact same matchup. It looked like it was pretty one-sided for Flappy, but
I mean, not really. I mean, not really, because Flocko was doing really well in the beginning.
that is true.
It kind of went back and forth, so I wouldn't say it was dominating, but that is exactly what I was talking about.
But the big thing here now is that if he's in his trait,
His water shield, yeah.
yeah, well,
Or not water
technically,
shield.
yeah, the trait. When he's in trait, he takes full damage from every single move that he blocks. We actually saw a lot of that last week. We did see a decent amount of Aquaman. Aquaman's definitely a very common character.
He's good. That's why.
He's very solid.
And I do like the use of from the deep there. He's doing it at ranges where he knows he can't be punished.
Yeah,
And he's only using it at those ranges. He hasn't really tried to get cheeky with, you know, the kind of mid-range.
That's one of the biggest changes for Aquaman is that now, well, actually, no longer from the deep, now called Tentacle Strike.
Oh, that's true. It's called Tentacle Strike.
It's a lot less safe in this game. So there are a lot of things that can now punish it that didn't used to be able to. Oh, Flappy evening it up.
Okay, and that back two has done pretty well with him, but finally one of the first ones blocked by Flappy. See, he's doing it at the range that's perfect to where he can't get punished. I really like that. Oh, and huge. Gets a jump and drops the combo.
I actually think that, oh, very nice tech, that from a lot of these ranges, Batman's slide might be able to punish from the deep, but I'm not sure that
maybe, I don't know.
Sammy actually wants to go for that, or Flappy, because it's not going to give him that much of an advantage. All he can do is knock him down and switch sides.
Yeah, he could switch him out of towards the corner if he already has him there, so yeah.
Which is the opposite of what he wants, of course.
Oh, that bat's potentially saving him.
Ready to negotiate? By Neptune, I won't yield.
2 bars for each player. Yep, there's no reason for Flocko not to spend it.
And he's pretty much guaranteed chip right here.
Down 2.
There you go. So, it may... Sub-Zero, you smoke. There were a lot of characters that he has.
It's really cool when you see a non-character specialist who's actually very adept with the characters that he uses. Like all the different characters.
Oh, and that's a drop.
Ooh, try to punish it. That is so incredibly difficult to punish, even when he lands right next to you.
So here's my question. So we're seeing this weird counter pick game, but at the start I was thinking, oh, maybe Flocko chose Aquaman because he doesn't like the Batman Cyborg matchup, but what if Flocko is the one who started off with the counter pick and he chose Aquaman to counter Supergirl, and then Flappy went Batman to counter the Aquaman?
That's a lot of ifs.
It is a lot of ifs, but you know, Injustice 2 is a game where character picks, they mean a lot. It's a lot of strategy going into the game, and knowing a lot of different characters like these two do is very important. It's really shows like the skill of a high-level player.
No, you're right. You're absolutely right. The thing is, though, is we've seen now that Flocko can deal with Batman with 2 different characters. He did it with Cyborg, and now he's doing it with Aquaman.
Yeah, he's definitely got a handle on the matchup, but it's a relatively common matchup. I mean, there are tons of Batman fans out there, so I'm not surprised at all.
And if you notice here, Flocko is avoiding any combos. He's trying to just do this without letting Flappy clash at all. And with 4 bars, he can get some decent life back.
And that is one thing that Flappy did a lot better in the game 1, was he was able to start a lot of combos with single hit launches. Like forward threes, we stopped seeing quite as many from him.
He also used up battering, or EX up battering to do that as well, but
true. EX up battering is an extremely important tool in this matchup. And that's almost guaranteed chip.
Oh,
no, maybe not.
That's it, yeah.
If he kept going with that jump in, that would have been a So two main things. Yeah, that was what I was going to start with. No problem. Is Trident Rush is one of the biggest things that you see all the time from Aquaman players, and then back 1, 2, 3 being plus is the other thing.
We really haven't seen that like at all.
He plays a completely different style.
He plays more of a down 2 style with him.
Yeah.
Which is fine because his down 2 is ridiculous.
And there it is. There's the plus frames. Going to more plus frames. Going to more plus frames.
Oh my goodness, it's just all plus.
And then finally going into that Trident Rush.
Batman's like, what the hell, dude? That's my thing.
Yeah.
I'm always plus. Oh, I'm telling you, that down 2. Good conversion there. That was pretty much as he could have gotten.
Oh, that's definitely a punish. Oh, gets a slight conversion. I like it. A lot of damage.
Oh, good block. That's so punishable. And, yep, checking him with the back 1.
And now Flocko has 1 life bar left if he wants to advance. Starting on losers,
down
he might
2. And that's such a Batman thing to do, by the way. As soon as you get like an EX battering or you get your trait bats in there, his first gut reaction, or most Batman players' gut reaction is, okay, well, he's holding this, now I get to either try to cross him up. But Flocko's ready for that, and he's just down 2ing the hell out of him out of the air.
Well, down 2 into Trident Rush is actually a really good option, even if even on block.
Yeah, even if it, worst case scenario, they block it, you still get Trident Rush. Best case scenario, they get hit by that down 2 and then caught in the vortex of the Trident Rush.
Yeah, it just like pulls you in. And Flappy with not much life, he's got to do something crazy. Did he just try to down to the battering? Get the hell out of here. That's not good. It's a bat, but it's not actually Batman. Somebody should tell him. All right, can he switch sides? Oh no, he needed to. Okay, he did switch sides.
Yeah,
and that's a really good knockdown.
I'm sure he was trying to do a tentacle strike, but down 2 came out. I just thought that was funny. He can just hold that shield, and he can force Flappy to come at him, but wait a second here.
I think
striking development, it looks like Flappy could bring this back.
I think it would be safe to, I was going to say bet only 1 bar, but he uses it all. He's going to get a lot of free chip here. Ooh!
Okay. Oh,
that's it.
That shield, the trait, the water. I really don't think you can argue that, but with his absence, the Batmans are coming back out.
Yeah. Someone needs to remind them who they're playing.
Jesus.
Now, this is a matchup that we've seen a lot at Wednesday Night Fights. It's not that easy. So, okay, here's the big thing. This is a very polarized matchup in the fact that Batman does have a relatively difficult time getting in on Deadshot, but if he gets in on Deadshot, Deadshot has a very difficult time getting
him off. Yeah, it becomes like a fly on nap paper. You just
and yeah, this is something we see just a lot between specifically Rashid and Nubcakes and Cheeko.
True.
Honestly, between all of them, there's like a lot of Deadshot play and a lot of Batman play.
Like we said, we definitely don't have a lack.
Yeah, no shortage of, no deficit of Batman players and Deadshot players.
Oh man. Good old LA region. SoCal, baby, you're in it.
Yeah, for those of there who didn't follow Injustice 1 very much, SoCal was known for picking a lot of the really good characters in the game.
Superman, Batman.
Yeah, some
Aquaman,
jerks playing Black Adam. Some jerks, I don't know.
It's funny too, because we were trying to warn the world, and they didn't believe us, and then you saw what happened.
I didn't, actually. I closed my eyes. No.
Well, that's because you were too busy getting destroyed by Superman.
Yeah, I was. Just like Shazam in story mode, my eyes were burned out.
Oh yeah, you played Shazam.
Yeah.
How did that work out for you?
It was worth it. He was my favorite, and I hope he comes back for DLC.
Actually, I gotta say, Shazam's combos were so cool.
Everything about Shazam was cool. I mean, he grabs you and just body slams you and just does air combos. Oh, it's too cool.
Yeah, dude. My favorite thing about Shazam is how Superman melted his brain.
Thanks, man. Thanks. That's actually why I'm sad we didn't see any Cheetah play from Sammy throughout the whole tournament, because she shares a lot of moves that Shazam had.
I really would have wanted to see some Cheetah, but, I mean, it is what it is, I guess.
Yeah, she's got a very similar playstyle, although not quite as like wrestlerish, so I like her. I've been playing her a lot, but not quite much. And Acid's going to get back a little bit of life, but he's still got to get through this force to zoning. No conversion. There could have been conversion after that from Han.
Nice grab. He was challenging a lot from that range when Acid was getting close with back one too. Instead, he just dashed up for a grab. Really good conditioning there.
Ooh, and he got in, but that's the life bar.
I'm not going to say, again, it's possible. It's just, it's highly unlikely.
Ooh, that was a good start, but yeah, that push blocks.
Yeah, good shot in the face.
That was a really good option, honestly.
Technically you can, but
maybe you're just hungry.
I'm always, as you can plainly see.
No, but it is exactly what you're saying in a way. But it's like fighting. It's literally fighting fire. It's fighting firearms with firearms.
Right.
And that's not what we're seeing right here. Acid did choose to stick with Batman, so he is going to be slowly, patiently waiting to get in. Very nice. Oh no, drops the conversion from slide. That was a good frame of mind to be able to punish or to get the start of the conversion, but couldn't follow.
Yeah, I now realize that my comparison was actually awful.
It was okay.
This is exactly the story of the first game. It's just Rashid doing a very good job of shooting, and then the biggest thing is Rashid is knowing exactly when to challenge when Acid is getting close.
And this is actually this is somewhat close to a storyline from SoCal that we've been seeing a lot at the last Wednesday night fight. So Nubcakes, who is in our winner's top 8,
yes,
originally he just hated Deadshot. He lost to almost exclusively Deadshot throughout the entirety of the first 3 weeks of Wednesday night fights and other tournaments.
Arkham's your next
and
stop.
he just said, "This is just dumb." He said some
choice words,
relatively mean things to Deadshot players, but that will remain unspoken.
The classic Nubcakes.
The classic Nubcakes.
He used to be so nice until he started playing fighting games.
He started playing top tiers, and he changed, man. He became the evil Nubcakes.
Yeah,
Nubcakes Evil 2 through a little mustache. No, but to continue the story, extremely clean.
You absolutely can. Even for characters that can fight him well, it still can be a very daunting task.
Yeah, we talk about momentum characters, and a lot of the time we talk about characters that they knock you down, and then they get more mix-ups, and then that gives them more mix-ups, and then it just keeps going. But he's actually a momentum zoning character.
Yeah.
Well, he's actually both, but zoning is momentum, because especially if he gets a chance to set up trait or hit you with a few of his different options, a lot of times you'll be patient, you'll be moving in, you'll take some chip, you'll let him build meter, but you make a mistake and you get hit and it knocks you back out. And then once you get knocked back out, suddenly you're at more of a life deficit, and you realize that you have to get in more, and that means you make more risks, you take more damage, and the momentum runs away in his favor as a zoner.
Oh, missed the forward 3. I agree with what you're saying, though. Absolutely. He has... The crazy thing about Deadshot is that not only is his zoning really strong, but his up-close game is also almost just as strong.
Yeah, he's some of the best overhead low.
I don't even know, yeah.
Yeah, it could be better. It could be better, especially in the corner where he gets tons of meterless damage off both his overhead and his low starters.
All right, start though. Acid doing a lot better this time around.
Way, way better. But he's in that zone right there. And you know what? Slide.
Oh, he tried. That would have been so sick.
He's missed that a few times, but it's been working out really well for him as a tool. He hasn't gotten the reward off of it that he wanted.
But he's also, yeah.
He's hit a lot of slides into bat, and that's a good option because it goes underneath the projectiles. It's very fast, and it catches the startup of any of his projectiles that might actually beat it. So, Han taking Acid's first life bar, but they are full screen. It's about a 40% life lead for Acid, slowly going away. That meter burn.
Honestly, though, his bullets really don't do that much chip. He doesn't really do...
That's the biggest offender.
That's the biggest one, right? But, I mean...
But that's the Deadshot playstyle, is that you have to manage your meter well so that you don't not have meter once they get in.
Yeah, because if you block everything else he does, it's just like, eh.
Yeah, I mean, the biggest issue then, of course, is meter game. But Han has taken the life lead back. Acid has not been able to get in at all. He used the meter, didn't work out for him, getting pushed back again. Han was still another bar, using the down one to kind of bait out something, pretending that it was a fireball. And Acid, he's not going to be able to clash anything now. He's got to use this to his advantage.
Oh, so close.
And wasn't quite.
Honestly, sometimes when I'm playing, like you and me, like I forget to turn it on all the time.
All right, but that means this will be the real start of the match, and the matchup, the characters chosen are the same. We're going to see Deadshot against Cyborg, and this is not as much of a zoning matchup so far as you would have thought.
No, not at all. In fact, this is taking place all up close and personal.
Now, that's a pretty scary option. No, both of these characters actually have very different up-close styles. Now, Cyborg, while he doesn't have nearly any mix-ups, is very much based on his plus frames. He's got a lot of plus frames.
A lot of good pressure up close.
His like Sonic Blaster and his 422 and a lot of different things they have plus frames. Now, Deadshot has almost no plus frames, but he's a high-low mix-up character.
Right.
So while they're both primarily zoners, seeing them up close is actually pretty interesting.
And that's where the majority of this match took place so far, but now we see it again towards the latter part of the screen, where I'm actually not too sure which character wins the zoning war.
Well, the real big thing here is it's recovery versus damage, because Cyborg does not have a very good recovering fireball.
No, but he does is it the highest damage per single projectile, yeah.
Yes, it's over 100 damage. And on the other side of that, Deadshot has very low defense, so he will do absolutely maximum damage.
Yeah.
Deadshot's projectile only does about 60 damage, 66 damage on a low defense character, and I do not believe Cyborg is a low defense.
No. Oh, nice block on the overhead, but again, plus frames. Oh! For a second, I thought that was going to come back around and actually hit Cyborg, but it didn't.
That would have been funny.
Uh-oh.
Oh, that's a lot of damage. He needs to break. Oh, not going to give him a chance.
And now trying to chip him out. No meter left for Deadshot. He is going to catch him.
He didn't even try to break. He didn't think he could make the comeback. That is one of the bigger head at the same time, and especially now in this game that he's got some better up-close options. He would have been able to set up some really nasty stuff, but it still allows him to set up pressure, which
sure, no, it's still a viable tool. I'm just saying that was
right.
What was scary. That was his mix-up, yeah. Now he's just all based on plus frames and being in your face, as far as the strings go.
Right.
Not really
as far as his game plan, this is a little bit more from what we're used to seeing.
Yeah.
Now, from this range, I think Cyborg needs to get a little bit closer before he tries to counter zone. Because from max range, Han is still able to block the Cyborg projectile, and then Cyborg eats the full projectile.
Oh, look at the respect! And then a grab.
And there's actually a really interesting metagame with Cyborg's grab. His forward grab throws them full screen. So if you want to zone them, you can use his forward grab. His back grab actually leaves them in perfect spacing and knockdown range to get a meaty plus frame normal on them. So if you're trying to make a comeback, trying to rush down, back throw is much better. Now, of course, that is ignoring where you actually are on the screen, but there's a lot to it.
Okay, nice Meterbird roll. And a good clean out kill.
And Meterbird roll is a very scary option against Deadshot, so that was a very risky move.
And I gotta say, honestly, I feel like PrettyFlocko is comfortable at both ranges, up close and at full screen.
Well, yeah, you have to be. I mean, even
against Deadshot.
Yeah, that is true, which is tough. But when you play a zoner, you absolutely have to be comfortable in every single situation, because you almost are never going to keep somebody out 100% of the time, unless maybe you're Deadshot.
I mean, but like, right, 9 times out of 10, they're eventually going to find their way in.
Right. I've heard the term that a zoner or a key point player isn't judged based on how well they keep people out, but how well they deal with it when people get in.
Yeah.
And I think that's a very, very accurate statement.
I mean, a lot of people may not enjoy zoning, but I actually think the art of zoning and doing it well is incredibly difficult.
It is, especially in a game like this. Now, you have to know a lot of different, basically data and a lot of move interactions to play a zoning on zoning game. Because you have to know when you're going to be able to win a trade, when you're going to be able to throw out a fireball without taking another fireball to the face. You have to know just how much of a life lead you can have to where you will automatically win the zoning game. They have to come into you.
And I really also, I want to say I like Flocko's,
the fact that his trait is now he can drop the, I mean, I don't know exactly what it is. It's a little robot. It's the Mother Box trait.
The Roomba?
Yeah, the Doomba.
The Doomba.
Gotta remember that for next time. So he's able to drop that, and while that's on its way to you, as you're seeing right there, you have to respect it or you're going to eat it, no matter what. Even if Cyborg blocks or gets hit, it's still going. It's still going 100%. So he can just block your next projectile, let that hit you, or if you're respecting it, he can keep chipping you while it's on the way. Or, while he's using the respect from that, he can then throw it at target acquired, and while the target acquired's on the way to you, then you can respect it, you can projectile more, or
come in.
Yeah, or go in. There's a bunch of different things. So a lot of it is about him getting an advantage and keep using that advantage to create more advantage in the zoning game.
Okay, but finally finding his way in. Oh, he went for a back three, but he canceled that string into the knee.
And the canceling into knee is a really good option a lot of the time. A lot of people, they try to press their advantage and move forward after you block the low to overhead string because it does move you back automatically. But if you throw out the knee, it stops people from doing anything, and a lot of times they won't be ready for the meter burn follow-up, which is overhead, or they'll meter burn back 3 and it's 2 hits, or they'll jump, a bunch of different options.
Yeah, but I gotta say, man, Rashid, great job of checking Flocko, even on meter burn rolls when he comes in.
And Deadshot is one of the best at checking people from meter burn rolls. Either you get hit by a late projectile in the meter burn, or he can just recover in time to throw you. And Flocko getting something started, throwing out the drone.
That was,
Ooh. All right, and this is a pretty good spot. He's got Han in the corner, but Han...
There's so many guns in this situation, from Deadshot to the blaster, from to Cyborg to the APC in the background. Just everything is shooting.
He should be able to jump and use that gun. I mean, that's his whole thing, right? He can use any gun.
Oh, that is it. Rashid 3-0, although...
Because one bat hits it, the second bat goes right through, and you get a full combo. Wow, dash forward into throw!
The stones on this man.
Yeah, that is a way to start a winner's finals.
That is not the way you want to end that first encounter, though, with Atrocitus on top of you.
No, definitely not. And especially now that he's got Batman in the corner, this is going to be very, very tough for Nubcakes to get out. Nubcakes getting opened up again, taking a ton of damage over time.
All that's dot damage from Atrocitus is so good.
Oh, he didn't have the meter, actually. That's why he didn't kill him. I see. But Nubcakes can do a lot. If he starts the pressure on Atrocitus, it is so hard to get out.
Oh, and delayed wake up actually saved him from that interactable. But meter, I disagree with the meter usage there. I think he could have done it with chip, but to be honest, a kill's a kill, right? So
a kill is a kill, and again, you can do so much with just 1% of that giant.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. Actually, I don't know. Either way, HARA rewind, huge life lead right now.
Oh, gets opened up by the low. No cross-up setup. Oh, and unfortunately, that's going to put Nubcakes out of the corner. Still getting a lot of really good pressure, but HARA rewind's going to get some space.
Spending meter to desperately try to stop the extended combo that you know Nubcakes would have pulled off. That's something that we see from a lot of top-level players, is as soon as they hit Atrocitus when his trade is out, they will do the longest possible combo so that they time out Dexter and he doesn't get any use.
Right. Even if you need to spend meter for maybe not the most optimal combo, as long as it's really long, it's going to give you a really good advantage.
It's absolutely worth it to stop Dexter from doing the damage.
And Nubcakes is starting to get some stuff going. Rewind, though, he has pretty good control. He's got a lot of meter. And a good block. This is big. This could be a really big start for Nubcakes.
Still, though. What a read! No sick!
He did that so preemptively. It was before Nubcakes left the ground.
He decided to do that before Nubcakes even thought about it.
Yeah, and Nubcakes throwing, but now this is going to be very tough to get out of a chip situation. He's opening up with just a few little things. This could be death.
Oh, good flip. At the very end. Gets caught with an overhead. Wait a second.
Another. And this is going to be nearly an avoidable.
Oh, my
wow.
Goodness. What a scramble at the end.
That was so much.
Begin.
Who else does Rewind use? Do you even see him switching? Because I don't.
I do not see him switching, especially with a close match like that. But I did hear from Mr. Aquaman earlier today that he played a very long set against Theo with Black Adam and ended up beating Theo extremely.
So when I said...
One sec.
I'm sorry. When I said earlier that it was Revolver that switched to Adam, it was actually Rewind that I was thinking.
Oh, both the RE names in the West Coast. Oh, this is huge damage. This is looking.
Oh, he goes for the parry.
It's a lot like the start from the last game, but even more so in Rewind's favor.
Yeah, and just bullying his way in with Dexstar. I mean, that's what Atrocitus does.
One thing that I think we really need to see from Nubcakes is he's got plenty of meter. He should be push blocking as soon as he gets touched. Now, we have seen before in other tournaments that Rewind is very, very good at baiting the push block. A lot of times he'll use meter burn forward 3 bounce cancel to absorb the hit of the push block and get a full combo, but you at least have to try it.
Something we don't see a lot of players use, and
True.
it's actually really cool.
Calm down yet?
When I've killed you.
Gotta love the banter in this game, really do.
He's Batman.
Well, what he just said in the Clash last game was, "You'd make a great Red Lantern." He said, "I only come in black."
Oh, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Oh, this is pretty much death. It should be death.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Look at it just melt away.
Wow, and this was basically
Why Nubcakes is losing? It's because he doesn't have any cool gear. He's wearing, I think,
he's wearing the base gear.
Yeah.
You're right.
He's a basic Batman.
And I actually think a lot of this match is coming down to Rewind playing a really good neutral. Nubcakes is trying to disrespect him and get out of a little bit more than I think he should. We're seeing him hit by the first hits of forward 2-2-3 a lot, which there's not a mix-up to that. He's just getting hit. Oh, and that's a big punish. Interesting choice of launcher. He could have saved a little bit of meter, but he still got something.
And that's also another thing I feel like we haven't seen from Nubcakes, which he generally is good at normally, which is doing the air deviations with Batman to kind of avoid the ground.
I agree. And being aerial in this matchup is very, very good. Atrocitus, one of his biggest weaknesses right now is his lack of good anti-airs. And that is a really, really big deal against a character like Batman.
I mean, his down 2 is okay. It's definitely not, it's not the worst.
It's okay. It's not the worst, but against Batman, it is just definitely not up to par, who does have potentially the best jump in the game.
I wouldn't argue that.
Oh, gets picked up again, and that's so much meter gone for Nubcakes. And a reset in the combo. Oh, half of his life gone. And he still hasn't even...
That's a lot of damage.
Yeah, he still hasn't even taken that first.
And all of that was literally free. He had nothing left on his first life bar, and he was still putting in work.
Oh, gets hit. He should have just let the bats go. Instead, he's going to lose them all.
Oh, that is death.
That is absolute death. There's nothing that he can do. Unclashable. Good choice by Rewind. And Rewind's going up 2-1.
You know, no one also... Orange lives matter?
I don't know. Let's just pass on that one. But Nubcakes definitely comfortable choosing Batman. He's got some other characters, but you know, Batman is really his go-to. And honestly, if he can just play the way that he played the first time, he should just. I mean, he can pull the whole thing off still.
Yeah, but it's tough, especially because I honestly think that Rewind has adapted to the way that he plays.
I do agree. He's just keeping Nubcakes in the corner. Nubcakes just not guessing correctly. Block and ooh, Rewind.
Still really good blocks.
As he gets opened up by the low a few times, but sometimes it just happens.
Man, it's so real.
Oh, catches him again. Hard knockdown.
Now,
no, not the good choice right there. He needed to keep the pressure going, but now he's given Rewind so much space to work with.
Granted, Dexstar will go away, but he had the corner. He had everything. The world was literally right in front of him.
Nice flip out, but again, going to put him without any meter. I think he needs to be using a lot more of his meter on pressure rather than trying to get out of combos with him. Because a lot of the times he's getting picked up anyway. All right, here's the mix-up. Delayed wake-up by Rewind. Very smart, avoiding the cross-up mix-up. And now he's going to have corner pressure with Dexstar.
Oh, and what a
Calm down yet.
well-timed conversion there. Break coming out of Nubcakes. This could be the end. Rewind is on match point. Oh, and he gets caught with the mix-up, the forward 2-2 mix-up.
So many backdash.
Punish.
Rewind has definitely had a great usage of backdash, and Atrocitus does have one of the best backdashes in the entire game.
That's not bad, I'll tell you that.
Nice getting over the blood puddle, but you know, that's not a bad trade for Nubcakes because the blood puddle actually brings you towards him.
Yeah.
So if he was going to trade with anything, that would be it to get that final life bar.
Oh, and that is going to do it.
So again, I think Nubcakes was just trying to disrespect Rewind. A much better character in 2 than in 1.
This character's really strong in this game.
And this is also a matchup that a lot of people say they don't like with Batman, because Green Arrow is one of the best runaway characters in the entire game.
Not only that,
getting in on him is tough.
Yeah, but not only that, but the batarangs, those are highs, and he can just sit and stay low, firing arrows all day under those.
Right, he does win that zoning battle, but a tough spot to be in is the corner. Oh, but he's escaping. He's sort of escaping. And Nubcakes giving Han a lot of space. Yeah. Interesting.
This is very unlike. Oh, gives him enough time to load up those flame arrows. Yeah, so those trait, you have technically 4 different options. You have the actually, it would be 5. The normal one, which is just a green shot, very low damage projectile. You have the fire ones, which you get 3 charges of. They have a decent damage, quite a bit of knockback, which is really good. You have the flame, or excuse me, the ice one, which you get 1 charge and it freezes and leaves you open for a combo. You also have the electric ones, which are new, and that will leave you They will leave you floaty. Actually, I don't think they're new. What's new is the boxing glove. That's what I was thinking about. Right.
And the electric arrows, the interesting thing about them is, A, they leave you floaty if you juggle with them. So they allow you to get some juggles that you normally couldn't get. And they move extremely fast. They move a little bit faster than normal arrows. Plus, there are certain angles. So say you jump and you do a downwards projectile, right? It goes, say, at a 45-degree angle.
Sure.
Well, if you have an electric arrow, it goes almost full screen. So it allows you to get a different type of zoning from full screen that the other ones wouldn't give you.
Gotcha.
It also applies to shooting arrows angled upwards into the air.
Yeah.
It's just a further angle towards the screen.
Yeah, and then the boxing glove is just a behemoth of a projectile. There's a lot. I think it's like 170 damage for 1 projectile.
It is just, it's crazy. I think it's more. I think it's over 200.
Is it?
Yeah.
It might be. I just know it's over 170.
I do believe that it is within the top 2 meter burn projectile damage in the game, along with Black Adam's lightning, meter burn lightning.
Yeah, it's funny too because it's literally a boxing glove
to begin with. That means he's in some way afraid of Nubcakes.
Or respecting Nubcakes' ability to fight that shot.
Yeah, exactly. I love Han's usage of down 1 to make it look like he's shooting a bullet, because it technically is a bullet.
I haven't seen other Deadshots really do that either.
Yeah, even the sound of it, it's the same exact sound as shooting a straight bullet. Ooh, and there we go. The scary thing about Deadshot, as soon as you get in on him, he can mix you up.
Back 1, which is a low, or is he gonna do the overhead first?
Let me tell you the absolute most dirtiest thing, all right, is you do back 1 into the low rifle gunshot. Because everybody wants to block the overhead, and even on block, you can meter burn it and push them back.
Why are you helping Deadshot?
And do you know that it actually combos on hits? It's pretty good. All right, so this is where Nubcakes wants to be. He needs to take an entire life bar to even it up. He needs to just basically never let Han out of the corner. And that is something that is definitely feasible, except for this is not the first time that we've seen Nubcakes jump himself into the corner.
Yeah.
I think that is a huge mistake when you have a life deficit and you need to keep somebody in that corner.
I agree. I don't know if he's so desperate to just try to get a mix, but it's just not worth it. We saw it fail against Rewind.
And we've seen it not work that well here. I mean, he eventually got back in, but...
Again, jumping himself in the corner, if that's blocked, which it was. In that situation, he actually opened him up a different way, but the initial jump, the cross-up was blocked.
Right. And then on top of that, now, since he did open him up from the corner, he had to use a different combo that actually cost him a little bit more meter to put
and also did less damage
back in the corner. Yeah, well, that's the thing. It did less damage, so he actually had to use meter to make it enough damage. And that is something that he wants to hold on to. He needs meter for so many different things. And now, look at no meter. Even if he wants to clash, he needs that meter to get in. He needs that meter to keep the pressure going. But instead, he's trying to get it on Deadshot with nothing. No resources.
Yeah, that sucks. Meter burning, rifle shot. The only real chip tool in Deadshot's arsenal, and it's working because he's mixing it up with regular straight shots. But wait a second, opened up. 4-3, corner position now, and he does it again!
No. And now look, they're back to mid-screen. No matter what happens, he can only put him so far in the corner, and now it won't even matter. Should have used the background bounce in the middle. Oh, the throw!
Oh.
They both throw
Oh
at
my
each other! Oh! What was that? Throw, whiff throw into whiff throw.
Don't get me wrong, I get the idea.
Right.
But it's failed multiple times tonight against different people.
Yeah, and it actually hasn't worked, I don't think, at all. So I'm just going to go ahead and say he should probably not do it. And again, he's starting out with a bit of a deficit. You know, we saw him take it really close, even though he had an entire life bar to try and bring back that last game. So I think he's okay taking some damage, trying to get in on Deadshot, as long as he gets to him without losing too much life. Oh, that was a hard to block. And I don't know, these are some weird conversions.
Yeah,
he's dropping a lot of stuff, but he's getting a lot of weird openings because of it, because it's so very awkward.
All right, blue bullets, knock him down.
Oh, and he just gets caught by the very last blue bullet. If he had been hit by the next bullet after that, he would have been okay, but instead he had to make it all the way back in.
And again, really good checks by Rashid. Nice conversion. That's about as max damage as you can get.
That is 400 damage for no bars, just a one trait. And that was one of the combos I was talking about earlier, where you need just to have one trait,
correct.
Otherwise it doesn't work.
All right, so now, once again, he has beautiful jump back one, but then he jumps into the corner!
Oh no!
Nubcakes, please!
And and yeah, there's the other issue about putting yourself in the corner. Not only is it going to give Deadshot more space, but it's going to give Deadshot
This
the
is
option
where he
to rush
does
down.
the most damage.
He can almost kill Nubcakes with his combo. And look at, there was a lot of damage over time after that. He didn't have, actually he couldn't because he didn't have meter, but the fact that he got so much damage from Nubcakes putting himself in the corner, I really don't think we need to say it anymore.
No, I mean, it's Nubcakes making mistakes like that.
Again, backflipping into him. Oh,
Like, once again, I get it. His jump hit is so good, sure, but I don't know, man. I don't know.
That was interesting. He actually managed to jump forward before the round ends, so he moved forward a little bit more. Oh, and that is a good interactable to use. Very good stage presence knowledge of from Rashid. That is a really, really good get out of the corner interactive.
And that's gonna. Whoa!
Ooh,
What a
good
read!
Extremely good.
Rashid now up 2-1 against Senior Nubcakes.
And the keep. This is actually the top. Both of these players are within the top 3 points right now.
They are, yeah.
And this is going to give him a huge boost even past that. Now, Rewind, even if he wins this week, he's still going to be pretty far behind because he didn't enter the first.
The most he's going to get is 100. So, and they, again, like you said, it's going to still put him behind both Rashid and Nubcakes.
Right, and at this point, both of these players are guaranteed. Check. So, Han is guaranteed at least to be at 150 points. Nubcakes is guaranteed to be at least at 100. So even if Rewind wins, at the very best, he'll be tied for third.
Yeah. Right. Which, I mean, is still
tied for second. Sorry.
Yeah. Which is still putting him in the top 4.
Right.
Which is what he wants.
Exactly.
But you wanna be absolutely certain and place as high as you can, if not first. I mean, we saw it in the Pro League with three-way ties and nonsense like that.
Oh yeah, all the time. Ooh, nice. Gets the full screen combo, takes that time to set up trait. Doesn't even use it, just takes some free chip with the low gunshots. Nubcakes, he's gonna have to make a huge comeback here. Getting clipped by some shots is not a good option, but I mean, sometimes you just
I almost feel like Nubcakes has given up. He's just getting impatient. He's just dashing forward constantly. This is not the patient Nubcakes we saw earlier.
Yeah, he has definitely lost a little bit of his composure, but sometimes, I mean, when you have such a huge life deficit, you really just gotta take risks. At this point, there's nothing he can do but take risks.
Oh,
wow.
That's gonna
Is that gonna kill?
Yeah.
That will, so that means that Rashid taking it 3-1 against Nubcakes. Almost anything. I've seen a Joker place decently well. I believe it was Gilbags playing them in Australia, but that was, as far as I can tell, the only time a Joker has even shown up.
Okay.
But now let's see how Han adapts. again, for those of you who didn't see the winners finals match, it was very much one-sided for Rewind. And pretty much all of Rewind's sets today have been pretty one-sided.
Yeah, he's kind of breezed through the bracket. Aquaman, Mr. Aquaman, actually told me today that he thought Rewind was just going to flat out win. And I kind of fought him a little bit on it, and he was right. It's looking like that so far.
Yeah, I mean, if he can keep Han in this corner for the rest of his life like it's looking like...
there's just nothing you can do about that once you're in that situation.
Oh, and getting hit by the mix-up. Rewind is so good at choosing the right mix-up. Now, Rewind is, he is a really big up-and-comer. I want to talk just a little bit about Rewind's history. So, I feel like, I mean, he's been good, but even before, so I think before right around EVO last year, not a whole lot of people knew who he was. He was actually in my pool at EVO. He eliminated me from EVO. What a jerk, right? But he was
Sounds like
known.
my kind of guy.
He was known, but he wasn't known. And he played really well. He beat a lot of really good players at EVO. And then from there on, he started entering a lot of the Streamy Cups, the Conquest Cups, that's what they're called, and a lot of other just tournaments in general, and doing really well. In fact, he was one of the only people that beat Sonic Fox in tournament in Mortal Kombat X.
Using...
I want to say, I was actually watching him play against Tyrant on Tyrant's stream last night with Joker. Oh, and I like that, starting off with the parry. That's going to give him a really nice amount of space to deal with Dexstar with. Oh, gets caught by the raw blood puddle. That's big. That's going to give Rewind a lot of time to recharge Dexstar.
Man, going off of everything you're saying, watching this set right now and all the sets that Rewind has played tonight, he is damn impressive.
He is. He's a very, very good player. It's a pretty interesting character for him to pick up. I feel like it wasn't too similar to a lot of the characters that he did end up playing in Mortal Kombat X, but it fits him well, and he's playing well.
You know what's honestly most impressive for me right now about Rewind is his defense.
That's true. Again, throughout the entire tournament, 0 wake-ups. That is the first time I think I've ever seen somebody just not even try to wake up. I mean, that was technically a wake-up, I guess. But I think what I mean to say is he didn't wake up. He didn't use any of his invincible wake-up, which is only the rage
air punches. Yeah, rage punches. I was going to say punch walk, but he technically doesn't walk.
Oh, who is it that says that? I think the Ketchup and Mustard say punch float.
Punch float? Nice. Shout-outs to our brethren across the pond.
The big pond. And, you know, I gotta say, Han's doing a little bit better with Joker. He's still definitely losing, but he's doing better than he has with
definitely dead. He has not been able... Of course, I'll be there tonight, as well as Aquaman. I wonder if Mike and...
There are so many players
here. Yeah,
Michelangelo, Hana Prime, Scar, Sonic Fox, King of the... Or, Pig of the Pig of the Hunt. I mixed them together. They're both here though, so they can fuse and become one person.
This could be an insane one-sided fight. I'm so excited.
Dragon,
it's not about
Biohazard.
Yeah. All right, let's focus on this. Sorry, now my mind is racing everywhere.
Oh, and Han actually has a pretty nice lead, although he's losing it really quickly in the corner.
Yeah, and potentially Han or Rashid could be there. I mean, Rewind could go maybe.
I don't know about Rewind, but
no, excuse me. That's right. He's not SoCal, but I mean, a lot of Awesomo is probably going to be there.
Yeah, a large portion of the people here tonight, and there we go. Han taking his first life bar of the entire set, but it was with a lot of really good reads and a lot of really good setups. So for those who aren't familiar with Joker, because he's not used too much, his entire idea is to just knock the opponent down and throw out his teeth bombs. Now, the chattering teeth are low when they explode, and they delay when they explode. So what you do is you try to hit them with overheads around the time that it explodes to make it very hard for the opponent to block. And when they do hit, they relaunch, and then you try to just loop them into the same setup.
Yeah.
And Rewind breaking very early. That was I think the earliest break that we've seen today.
Oh, he tried to. I think he tried to end it with press to build a little bit of meter, but.
All right, so this is 1 life bar left for Rewind to win the entire tournament.
Oh, what a conversion! That was so sick.
Oh, and that's going to be big. Well, actually, it doesn't take the conversion, interestingly enough. And one thing that we haven't seen Rewind go for at all is the corner throw mix-up. Now, not a lot of people use it, but you can actually combo off of a throw in the corner if you have Dexstar out. And
I actually didn't know that.
Yeah, you can combo off of it for a ton of damage. Over 400 damage. Which is definitely terrifying because his pressure is already so oppressive
and then
by
you
itself.
have to add a throw into that you have to worry about. Yeah, it makes it very dangerous. I really do like that Rashid is ending it on Joker, though.
Yeah, you know, go for what you do. It's like we said with Red Hood, but you know,
Red Hood, you mean Robin with?
No, it's like we were saying. You at least go out with something neat, right? Even if you're gonna get to keep Red Hood.
I thought you were talking about Eric and,
same
Pick and Robin. Yeah.
But that means that Rewind with going Atrocitus all the way.
Congratulations.